Bismillah, salatu wassalamu ala Rasulullah Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi afdal salatu wa taslim. My name is Ahmed Habib. I am a physical therapy specialist. I am certified dry needling practitioner. Today I am going to talk about the dry needling technique. Dry needling is a minimal invasive procedure done by trained physical therapists in which a fully formed needle is inserted through the skin to the musculoskeletal system parts like joint, muscle, tendon and ligament. Expected effects or goals of the dry needling session is the rapid pain relieving effect, increasing the joint range of motion, improving posture flexibility, decreasing the muscle tightness, improving circulation and improving the muscle power. Dry needling may have three types or three classifications. The first one is the myofascial trigger point dry needling. The second one is the intramuscular stimulation or functional dry needling. The third one is the periosteal packing. Let's talk about the myofascial trigger point itself. Myofascial trigger points are hyper-irritable localized spots found in the thought bands within the muscle fibers. The muscle fiber consists of myofibrils, which consist of three types of myofilaments: the actin, which is the thin protein, the myosin, which is the thick protein, and the titin. During contraction, actin and myosin overlap, and this produce the muscle shortening or this contraction occur. For relaxation, dissociation of the actin and myosin is required, and thus muscle lengthen or relax. This requires energy that provided through the microcirculation and the macrocirculation, and also require neurological impulses, and calcium is important for this. Where we find the trigger points? Myofascial trigger point present more commonly at the prolonged contracted muscle, for example trapezius, lower limb muscles in athletes. Also can be found in muscle eccentrically contracted or contract other groups of muscles like the biceps or triceps. Also may be found in the muscles exposed to trauma or acute or unaccustomed activity. How myofascial trigger points develop? There are multiple theories explain the formation of myofascial trigger points. They are all agree in the following. Firstly, muscle spasm or prolonged contraction occur. This lead to vasoconstriction within the microcirculation of the muscle. This lead to decreased energy and oxygen supply to the muscle, lead to accumulation of waste products, which is lactic acid mainly, and calcium distribution disturbance occur, which lead to chronic muscle spasm. There are two types of myofascial trigger points: active or inactive trigger points. The main way to assess the trigger points is the palpation. Why should we treat the trigger points? The trigger points are the source of patient symptoms: intention headache, low back pain, neck pain, temporomandibular joint pain, upper limb and lower limb pains. Also, trigger point associated with other conditions such like hip, shoulder, knee osteoarthritis, and also with injuries such as whiplash injury. Trigger points also may impair the movement pattern of the patient. That's why we should treat the trigger point. Let's talk about the first type of dry needling, which is the myofascial trigger point dry needling. In this type, the needle is inserted directly toward the trigger point in the muscle or toward the muscular trigger point after appropriate assessment. This may result in one or more of the following localized results. Firstly, it provides mechanical localized stretch to the shortened sarcomere, which result in rupture of trigger point and dissociation of the actin and myosin. Also, it stimulates the A delta fibers, lead to pain suppression through the pain gate theory, increasing blood flow and washing out of the waste products accumulated in the muscle. Number 4, micro-injury result in initiation of inflammatory process and thus new healing process. The second type of dry needling is the intramuscular stimulation. It's also called electrical dry needling or functional dry needling. In this type, we use the needles to deliver electrical stimulation impulses deep into the muscle fiber. The needle is connected to electrical stimulator. This allows better delivery of stimulation impulses, which associated with better results and good outcome. Intramuscular stimulation can be used for all goals that myofascial trigger points dry needling used for. In addition, that intramuscular stimulation help improving muscle power and eliciting muscle contraction. Third type of dry needling is the periosteal picking. The periosteal picking is a form of dry needling in which the tip of the needle contacts the periosteum or the bone. Periosteal picking reduce or stop pain by acting on A delta and C fibers through the pain gate theory, as we mentioned before. The technique promotes growth and repair of the cartilage by stimulating the activity of the chondroblast. Periosteal picking can help with treatment for osteoarthritis, tennis elbow, golfer elbow, plantar fasciitis, Achilles tendon problems, and other periosteal involving issues, and tendinitis overall. Now we are going to talk about how to perform dry needling procedure. Firstly, musculoskeletal symptoms guided assessment should be done and the trigger points are localized. Then surface anatomy and landmarks should be determined. Selection of the appropriate dry needling technique, which type of dry needling we mentioned before should I use with this patient, sanitization and disinfection application, and lastly we go directly and insert the needle. Now we are going to talk about the side effects of dry needling. There are no serious side effects reported for this procedure. Minimal side effects may include needle pain last at the needle insertion site, last maximum for 72 hours. Secondly, maybe bleeding or bruising also around the needle insertion site, which lasts maximum for 2 weeks. There may be other side effects related to the malpractice of dry needling, may include pneumothorax, large artery injury, abscess, or neuropraxis. Now we are going to talk about the dry needling session. The duration of the session extend according to the site to be needle, ranging from 15 to 30 minutes. Number of needles that used also depend on the site and symptoms of the patient according to how many trigger points we find within this muscle. Effect of dry needling session if felt directly during the session and better in 24 hours up to 72 hours post the session. Patient may experience increase in symptoms few hours after the procedure. The dry needling technique may be applied separately or as a part of the physical therapy plan. Lastly, now we are going to talk about why we should choose dry needling procedure for our patients. It gives us a very fast and very rapid effect, also lasting for long term. Patients usually require fewer sessions, and this may be applicable for patients not living in your town. Dry needling treat both the cause and the symptoms, mechanical disturbance and the pain. Higher percent of joint osteoarthritis result of mechanical disturbance in joint forces caused by muscles. Also high percent of disc and back problems also caused by muscle spasm or paraspinal muscle spasm. For these reasons, dry needling may be the treatment of choice for many cases that we face daily on our daily life in our clinics. Now I'm going to present case reports for multiple cases from my experience. I choose to use the dry needling procedure with and the outcome. First one is a 30 years old female diagnosed with sacroiliac joint dysfunction with mechanical lumbar scoliosis. She suffered from severe low back pain and sacroiliac joint pain. She had multiple trials of conventional physical therapy sessions and intra-articular injection with temporal improvement in symptoms. She had 4 dry needling sessions, followed up after for 3 months. Condition improved and she now has no complaint. Second case is a 39 years old male came to the physical therapy clinic complaining of severe right sciatica that increased dramatically and preventing him doing his prayer, which include trunk flexion. Examination showed that severe right piriformis muscle tightness, or which is called as piriformis syndrome. Only single dry needling session performed Patient condition improved directly during the session and after the session. Symptoms resolved immediately, and patient followed up for 2 months, and now he has no any complaint. One of the challenging cases I dealt with is a 40 years old male complaining of chronic fibromyalgia syndrome, in which the patient was irritable and has sleep disturbances. He tried different medical, physical and traditional therapists. On assessment, over than 30 trigger point allocated, 7 dry needle sessions performed for upper limb, lower limb, back. Patient followed up for 6 months. Patient condition improved very much. Another case is a 76 years old male came to our clinic complaining of right side hemiparesis from old CVA. He had been referred by a colleague of me, a physical therapist, for his severe hamstring wasting and tightness. Patient underwent 2 intramuscular stimulation dry needling session. Up to now, muscle power is improving and tightness decreased very markedly. Another case also is a 72 years old female complaining of severe cervical pain with headache. 1 dry needling session done, her condition improved very markedly. She has advised to perform self-stretching, followed up after 3 months, and she has no complaint. Important thing to be mentioned, the difference between the dry needling and acupuncture. First thing, the needle used in both dry needling and acupuncture is the same needle, which is 0.25 millimeter needle. Points to be needle. In dry needling, there are no predetermined points. The points determined after appropriate assessment according to the patient's symptoms, and then a needle inserted. In acupuncture, no, there is predetermined points according to predefined map, which is called AcuMap. Insertion of needle. In dry needling, the needle go deep through the tissue or the musculoskeletal part. In acupuncture, the needle applied superficially. Theory: dry needling acting through the pain gate theory and myofascial trigger point theory, and acupuncture acting through the energy meridians theory. Finally, I'm going to show you quick demonstration of dry needling for tennis elbow. I'm going to perform that on myself for easier demonstration. Firstly, appropriate examination should be performed to detect the myofascial trigger point or the taut band within the muscle. Secondly, the anatomical landmarking, which means nomination and insurance of avoidance of the closed neurovascular structures. Then swabbing the skin by disinfectant. Needle I'm going to use is a 5 centimeters needle, single use needle, come in plastic envelope and plastic tube. The needle applied directly in the taut band. We must ensure that the patient is relaxed and his arm is rested. Local twitch response is a sudden quick contraction followed by relaxation or by sudden relaxation felt by the patient when the needle penetrates the trigger point. Now we came for application. As I mentioned, the palpation and determination of the taut band. Then landmarking had been done. Swabbing the skin by disinfectant using the 5 centimeters needle as we mentioned, removing the needle from the tube, then applying the needle applied directly toward the taut band or the trigger point, removal of the plastic band, then the needle going deep with the needle. I'm ensuring that the patient is rested, his arm is rested. Now we can go more deeply. Patient might feel local twitch response as a result of penetration of the needle of the trigger point. We can keep the needle according to the technique we choose to use, either superficial needling or deep needling. Then I'm going to remove the needle. Please remember 2 things. Avoid needling patients who dislike needle or having fear of needles. Needling should be applied only by a certified therapist. In conclusion, we defined dry needling. We also mentioned the types of dry needling applications, the therapeutic effects of dry needling. We talked a little bit about the myofascial trigger points. Then we came in brief on the 3 types of dry needling, side effects of dry needling, and briefing about how dry needling session looks. And finally, we had the quick demonstration for dry needling for tennis elbow. Thank you for watching. I wish that I did good demonstrating such important technique. I had been practicing dry needling for over 3 years, and it had been always helpful for my patients. I wish that I came across the most important headlines about this technique. Thank you.